Hey guys, welcome back again to Dave's Dimension. Welcome back again for another video. Welcome back to the channel where chaos and insanity will always reign supreme. Welcome back again to the channel. If this is your first time, I hope you give the channel a nice good look. Check out some of our previous videos. I'm Dave and this is my dimension, where anything and everything will be covered here. Okay. Now, if you've been with the channel before, you know that I do a lot of Marvel, a lot of Power Rangers, and a lot of other sorted items. Obviously, you can see I'm a big Ghostbuster fan in the back. You can see I even have a Proton Pack. Got the Playmobil Firehouse, a couple of the original Kenner figures, original Kenner vehicles, along with a whole bunch of other stuff. You can see that the whole dimension. We have license plates from different movies, namely Ghostbusters and a few others. Back to the Future, just all over the places where the collection goes. So today, we're doing a little bit of a departure, okay? Sorry about that, guys. There you go. Silenced it. Should have done that before, so I apologize. So today, we're actually going to do a little bit of a departure, as I said. We're going to do a DC. A DC unbox. Right now, before unboxing this, the only DC items I have are a Arrowverse, Green Arrow, and also I have some, I have a few Batman items. I have the NECA replica magnetic Batarang prop replica. I also have a statue, a PVC statue of Batman from Batman the Animated Series. This is actually the Cyborg Batman, featured in the episode Soul of Silicon. It's kind of a cyborg Batman. That's actually one of my favorite pieces. So now we're branching into the DC Multiverse. Now, if you don't know what a multiverse is, imagine our world just with something a little bit off. Okay? Think of what would happen if Superman actually crash landed in Moscow instead of Kansas. Okay? What if Bruce Wayne's parents, weren't killed? You know? Different little subtle differences, you know. If you ever seen a what if scenario or some kind of time travel movie where after something was changed in the past, your protagonist, your hero, returns to his time and finds that something's off. Maybe it's a doomsday situation, maybe his parents never even met and he's fading out of existence. That's a multiverse, where your timeline is just a little bit skewed, a little bit different, and creates an alternate timeline, an alternate chain of events that may affect you or it may not affect you. That's a multiverse, okay? So this is part of a multiverse collection where we have different Batman. A Batman from one world, another Batman from, let's say, Flashpoint, where Bruce was the one who was killed. His mother was driven mad and became kind of the Joker of that world, and her husband Thomas Wayne was the Batman, and he rocked a set of guns and he was badass. Now this is actually made by Todd McFarlane. If that name sounds familiar, he is well known in the comic book world, whether it's Spawn, Spidey, I mean the list goes on. And now he's working with DC through his company, Mcfarlane Toys. You can see it right there, guys. There we go. So he's been designing a lot of different figures, not just Batman, but he's done Bane. He's done literally the list will go on. And just so you guys know, I'm going to be doing a series of videos with the McFarlane figs. Yes, we even got animated Batman. We're not going to be doing those in this video, but we're going to be doing some more videos. So in the next few weeks, you'll be seeing me going over those. So, very excited to make this kind of jump off. I mean, right now, the stores are very bare. You're not really finding much in Marvel. Because as you guys know, I was on a bit of a Marvel kick. Let me get you to expand a little bit. Don't mind some of the chaos that you see back there, but you can see I've been doing a lot of Marvel stuff. Yes, that's another Proton Pack. I have a few packs, as you guys can see. Just a few. Yeah, I have 4 Proton Packs. I know, I'm crazy. But that's the channel. And in fact, in a future video, we will actually be dipping into some prop modding and making, where we are going to be doing a Walmart Ghostbusters trap, and we're going to try and mod that to make it as movie accurate as I possibly can. You might be able to do it a little bit better than me, but we're going to go over some basics, dismantling it, the techniques that I use for painting, and some of the items we're going to be using. So, we like to do everything here. Now, this is just simply labeled as Batman designed by Todd McFarlane. You know, very tough, very much the Batman you don't want to mess with. Well, then again, what Batman would you want to mess with, right? So let's give it a nice good look before I crack this puppy open. Yes, I am not an in-box collector. I am an out-of-box collector. I know there are a few in the community who kind of, you know, they cringe when they see that. But hey, that's okay. That's all good. You do you, I do me, and that's all good. It is your collectible. You do what you want with it. That's the way we roll. And I don't mean that in any kind of negative way, so please don't take it as such. I have had a few people email me asking me, well, why do I do that? Well, because I want to. Now, this is made by Mcfarlane Toys. This lists 22 moving parts right up there, guys. 22 moving parts. This is gold label. This has been kind of, I don't want to say it's a peg warmer, but it kind of is here. I'm in the northeast of the country, in Buffalo, New York area, Buffalo, Niagara Falls. These guys have been sitting on our Walmart's racks for a couple months now, in fact. I finally decided to get one. I said, what the hell? I need one. I mean, I've always been a Batman fan, and I said, you know, let's get him. Now, on here, before we rip the box open, I am going to go over a few things. They do show you some images of some of the other figures that you can grab from the different multiverse of Batman. And there's also a nice little Facebook link here. Right here. For Mcfarlane Toys. So, hashtag Mcfarlane Toys at Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram if you want to connect with them. There's also a P.O. Box list here. P.O. Box 12230 Tempe, Arizona 85284-0038 USA. So there we go. We got the Mcfarlane address. I don't know how well the camera's going to pick that up. There we go. You can always freeze the video and check it out right there, guys. So what do you say we just jump right on into him? So I don't have any of my crazy knives with me. I just have my little beat it up hobby knife. I don't save the boxes. I know I'm a twisted person. Sleeping, if you're watching this, turn away. Turn away. It'll be okay. It'll be quick. I'll make this quick, okay? I'm referring to Sleeping Collectibles. He's a very awesome channel. If you guys are looking for collectibles, or just, you know, maybe you're a collector yourself, you're looking for some insight, some reviews, some pointers, he's literally a pillar in the toy community as far as the collectors on YouTube. I definitely highly recommend you check him out. He will spin you on to so many other great reviewers out there. Me, I'm just a crazy guy doing the channel, having a little bit of fun, and that's what it's about. Now, in here, they do give you kind of a, I guess you could call it kind of a baseball card of a, trying to get this open without damaging it. There we go. They really package these on here very well. We're going to pause you guys for a second. Okay, we're back, guys. Sorry about that. Ow. Almost stabbed myself. That's never good, guys. You don't want to bleed when you're doing your review. So we have, just simply it says Batman designed by Todd McFarlane. There's no designation of what Earth. I guess this is McFarlane Worlds as far as the multiverse goes. Now this is definitely a warrior-esque Batman. Bear with me here. I'm going to pull up some information on this. It's a little hard for me to read the card, but there we are. 1980s, Todd McFarlane began drawing Batman professionally, working on the classic storyline Batman Year 2 in Detective Comics, and creating iconic artwork, including his dynamic cover for Batman number 423. Todd went on to become a titan of the comic book industry, but has always had an affinity for Batman. Stating, "Batman has always been my favorite character. I've always liked the fact that Batman has no superpowers when it comes down to it. He's just a dude in a costume. Conceivably, if Batman were in a huge battle in space, without any of his gadgets in tech, he could potentially die, unlike Superman." So there we are. Very nice high gloss. I mean, you could definitely put this in a little plastic sleeve. Like I said, this is about baseball card, football card, hockey card, basketball card size. So if you have, get your hands on one of those sleeve envelopes, you can throw this in there, keep it nice and preserved. And also, this comes with a nice DC branded stand for Batman to stand on. I'm just going to throw this over to the side here. Now in here we get Batman, and he is definitely armed to the gills. He's got blades on his belt. He's got nice short swords to hold on to. He's got a whole bunch of gear. He even has some little goggles. I don't know if these are for him or if it's a part of a Build-A-Figure character. That's another possibility. I'm going to check the box out very quickly. Yeah, it doesn't show him wearing those goggles, so they may be an accessory just to hang on his person, or possibly for a Build-A-Figure, but it doesn't show any indication of a Build-A-Figure for this one. I know there are some, there's a Bane Build-A-Figure, part of a similar series of McFarlane figures, so I really couldn't say for sure, guys. But we're going to continue to cut through, soldier on as it were. So, while I'm doing this, while I'm getting the accessories out of here, guys, I want you to tell me who is your favorite Batman. If you're a fan of Batman and read a lot of his comics, who's your favorite artist or writers for Batman? And as far as the multiverse, if you're familiar with the Batmen of the multiverse, who is your favorite? Okay. Now, with me, it's a little bit of a complicated situation because I stopped reading the Batman comics in the 90s. I was in high school and I was working. I honestly couldn't focus on comics like I used to. I mean, I read going all the way back to when Jason Todd died. I remember Tim Drake taking on the mantle of Robin and him doing a solo comic book series, which I thought was very cool. I also was a big fan of Batman Beyond. If you're not familiar with Batman Beyond, shame on you. Respectfully speaking, of course. But that is a futuristic Batman. One where Bruce Wayne is, well, he's elderly. He can't be Batman anymore. So he's not actively seeking a new protege, but what happens is he's just sitting in his mansion all by himself with his dog Ace, and he stumbles across, there's a big ruckus out front of his property, finds out that there's a gang known as the Jokers, yeah, I know, who were basically kind of terrorizing this young teenager who's not really had the greatest life of his own, and who's about to go through his own tragedy, which is, well, what happens is, he's being attacked by these Jokers. Bruce comes to his aid. Terry McGinnis is the character's name. And, you know, he was a troublemaker himself for a little bit, but he's been trying to do good. Him and his father don't get along. And suffice to say, Bruce comes to his aid. The two are fighting side by side, but then Bruce collapses. Terry takes him into the house, thinks everything is okay, leaves him, but he sees a bat stuck in the clock, an old grandfather's clock, which was the secret entrance to the Batcave in the animated series. So he goes to free this bat from this clock and accidentally triggers the entrance. He finds that Bruce was Batman. He finds a high-tech costume, but Bruce chases him out of the mansion. Lo and behold, Terry comes across his father, who's now killed, and Terry wants revenge, but of course Bruce hung up the cape long ago. But guess what? Young Terry takes the suit, steals it to try and make a difference, and he does wind up doing it, and Bruce eventually comes around. It's a very cool, it was a cartoon series for about 3 seasons. You can still find it, if you have HBO Max, you can even watch it on there along with the animated series. So it gives you a nice little look into it. So here we are, we have Batman. Now this is a very nice, very dark, and you can definitely tell the inspiration of Mcfarlane in here. He's got the hooks up here, very, the points of the cape itself. This is very, almost a little bit Flashpoint Batman, mixed in with Spawn, obviously. You can see the influence where Bruce, or Batman, has his spiked gauntlets here. Almost demon biker-esque like. Very cool. Very vicious looking. This definitely has a Spawn feel to it. The utility belt has never been more packed. I mean, this is a Batman that is ready for anything and everything. If you also notice, his cape kind of curls in. We got the blades hanging on the back, which of course he can reach and pull out. And look at his cowl. His cowl's pretty high and pointy too. This is almost has an Arkham Knight Batman look to it. But I mean, look how wide the bat symbol spreads across. I mean, it almost looks like the cape itself kind of goes over and attaches with the emblem onto the costume itself. Now let's check about posability. Feet feel a little loose. I mean, they could be a little bit more stiffer. I mean, they feel pretty loose here. We've got loosey-goosey right here. He does have peg holes on both feet right here. You can see it nice and clearly. Also, there is some articulation here with the front of the foot. I mean, it goes, no human foot would go like that, but I mean, it's a thing you could do if you're posing him in such a way. Like maybe he's kind of kneeling down. See if we can get him to... That's the thing. It's a little rough here to try and get him to do a pose like that, but I guess you could do something like that. Let's see if we can get him to do that one. I'm going to down angle the camera to see if we can get him to stay there. Now you may have to use some different kind of posing. Let's bring the camera down. Oh, sorry about that. I know, I'm wearing a Marvel shirt while doing a DC review. I know, but what can you say? So here we are. We have him kneeling down perfectly. Shaking the desk here. He's he's hanging in there, even though some of the joints feel a little loose. There you go. No real special prompting here. I'm picking him up, just setting him back down. So there are definite poses you can do. There are no extra hands or accessories. The only thing extra was this set of goggles here. Now, I guess these can be placed onto him. I don't know if this is accurate because there's nothing in here that says that that's what you're supposed to do. But these really look like they could be for someone else. But here we go. They do kind of fit up there. Especially with the way the cowl is. And it's got the gold. little gold branding there, so it kind of goes with his costume and everything. So I'm not sure if this is 100% correct. These do go all the way down on him, so kind of like a night vision on his eyes. So I mean, it is a thing you could do, you know. But I mean, the look on here, like, I'm going to rotate this around so maybe the camera will focus. Got nice little compartments right here for extra pieces, extra items to go on there. You can see he's got like little blades, throwing stars. He's got extra items on here. These are just molded on here so they don't come out. But nice little detail, kind of a throwback to the original belt right there, to the original symbol. And there we go. A very cool, very badass Batman here. Now, I'm almost tempted to take these blades and actually, I mean, I get that it's a nice gold plastic, but wouldn't it be so much cooler if we can get like a real gold finish on here? I actually do have a gold Sharpie. I could try a gold Sharpie, but I don't think I'm going to get much more golden than that. I mean, this has kind of a metallic finish, but I guess you could also hit it with some actual gold spray. But I might just keep it as is for right now. Now be careful because the tip gets very fine here. Not to the point where you're going to stab yourself, but I already have a little bend at the tip of the blade here. So if yours has that as well, you may want to just try and bend it out to try and get it perfectly straight. But there we are. We already have him in a nice, good, stable pose. The goggles, I don't know, the goggles just kind of look weird, but I mean, I get that we can do this. Like, this is kind of a night vision kind of Batman, but I'm not really crazy about the goggles. I mean, I just like him. I like him like that. You know? Ready to take on everything. I mean, he's got he's got armor, he's got padding, he's got compartments for every kind of bat utility item that you could possibly have. Now, the body itself, it is very tight. I mean, we get a little bit of some give. I mean, not much. He is a bit stiff. I mean, not really. I mean, Batman is very stoic. You don't get a whole lot of movements. I mean, the massive movement is like at the ankles here. I mean, you can rotate them. You know, and you get this wiggly waggly on the front of his foot. I mean, it's a thing you could do, but the legs themselves they're very stiff, and I wish we had a little bit more movement. I mean, I could do something like this if I really wanted to. If I wanted to. I mean, it's a very stiff figure. I mean, what I may need to do is to hit it with a hot air, like a hair dryer, but not a heat gun. Hair dryer, to loosen up some of the joints, at least in the legs. But then again, with so much of the items here molded here, it may defeat the purpose. Okay. I mean, most of his body is very stiff, very rigid as far as joint movement. So maybe it's really not designed for all of that. The arms, though, I mean, I really like the arms. The arms they do move within reason. I mean, obviously this is gonna get in the way of his arms moving certain ways, but you can still get quite a bit of range of movement on his upper body opposed to the lower body. I mean, you can still do things. Like I said, you saw me pose him where he's on one knee. You know, maybe we do the other knee instead. Now, even that, because he's got kind of a weird hinge. His knee is actually comprised of two hinges here, one here, and then one right there. And it is pretty stiff. I mean, can you guys kind of hear that? Feels like a little bit of grinding, but I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to break, but honestly, I would add a little caution to this. You don't want to force anything on him. So again, I would recommend a little bit of heat at the stiff joints to see if it will loosen them up. If not, I wouldn't push too far. But all in all, I mean, this is a very detailed figure, guys. You are not going wrong jumping on this guy. If you see him at your local Walmart, Target, I would definitely jump on him. He's very badass looking. I mean, yes, this is not a multiverse where he has guns, but he's got a whole lot of blades here. That's not something we traditionally saw Batman rocking. I mean, some of the armor he's wearing here is very reminiscent of a samurai. So this is almost like a Flashpoint Samurai alternate Earth potentially, with all the blades and all the weapons he's rocking here. I mean, definitely has a very cool air to it. I mean, even the feet are kind of like the shin guards are very armor, very samurai, ninja warrior-esque. Almost League of Assassins, dare I say, take of Batman. If you guys know more about this Batman, please drop me some knowledge down in the comments section below, guys. Also, like I said, I would love to know who or what version of Batman is your favorites. Okay? And as always, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. If you got some questions, some concerns, some craziness that you want to throw my way, hit me up in the comment section below. Or better yet, you can always jump at me on email at davesdimension78@gmail.com. Or you can even reach out to the channel at Dave's Dimension at Twitter, or even Dave's Dimension at Dave's Dimension on Instagram as well. So, if you guys want to reach out to me any of those ways, feel free to do so. I have, like I said, I showed you guys I got quite a bit more Batman Multiverse Mcfarlane figures to go through. I'm going to do a series of videos going over each of the ones I've got my hands on. I don't know if I'm going to do the whole collection. I know that there's a lot of different figures for the Build-A-Bane wave. I don't know if I'm going to pursue that. Because I've seen someone, another collector, I believe it was, I want to say Sleeping Collectibles, he put together the Bane figure and it was not easy, was not holding together that well. I don't know if he's improved it since then. Did he apply heat to it? I'm not 100% sure. But you may want to check out his channels to, you know, get some more information on that figure to see if that's something you guys want to do. I myself, I just like Batman. I thought these were some pretty cool figures, so I jumped on them. I don't know if I'm going to pursue and collect the entire series, because as you guys can see, I mean, Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Marvel Legends, I'm kind of all over the place, and I might be running out of room soon, so I might have to do something. Who knows, maybe a giveaway or something in the future. We'll see what happens. But I really like this figure on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being Alfred's out of milk, 10 being Mr. J's knocking at the door. I gotta go with, he's definitely a 9. A 9.5, I gotta say. He's very, very cool. Very detailed. It's just, at least this version of the figure, there's not a whole lot of movement. In some parts there's a little too much movement. I mean, like the feet here, they feel very loose, but that could be how they're designed. I don't know. The rest of the body seems very stiff, very rigid. A little bit lackluster as far as your options of posing. I mean, compared to, like, say, a Marvel Legends figure. Let's do a nice little comparison. I have Homecoming, Iron Man, and here we go. We got Batman. Bruce is definitely got some height on him. I mean, there's a big difference. You know, I don't, even with the armor, I don't think Tony Stark wants to face Batman in a dark alley. What do you think? I don't think so. Kind of like the Battle of the Billionaires. So there we are. That's our channel. That's our video for today. Like I said, if you see him, I definitely would get him. If you're an inbox collector, keep him in the box. A very cool box, especially with the nice little gold foil with the gold label. very cool with this. I mean, this is just the blown up version of the card. It'd be cool if they had like a QR code or something we can scan, so we can get this full image of him. Maybe as a, a wallpaper. Something we can get. We can put on our computers, our smartphones, or even better yet, maybe some downloadable image we can take and like legally could go to like say a Walgreens or an Office Depot or some other company there where you can get it printed and have it as an actual poster. That would be kind of cool. That would be a nice little concept I get with legal rights that may not be doable. But this in itself, if you're into card collecting, this is pretty cool, and I would try and keep it as protected and as preserved as you possibly can. Now this one has a little bit of a bend right on here, but this is good thick cardstock, guys. So I would not sleep on that. So there we are. Once again, I want to thank you guys for checking out the Dimension. As always, I want to thank everyone for checking out. Anyone who drops a comment section, I will reply to. I do for every comment that comes through. If you're subscribed to the channel, I want to thank you guys for subscribing. If you're not, well, why not? Come on. You made it this far. Might as well give us a little sub. Hit that bell for notifications so you can find out when more videos are coming out. Right now, I got a good 2 to 3 videos coming out each week, guys. So please stay tuned, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. So until next time, this is Dave from Dave's Dimension saying keep on busting, and I'll catch you on the flip side.